What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today is a Q&A session with myself. I put on my Instagram over the past couple of days, any questions you have for me, send them in and I'll answer them in this video. So, to start us off, first question up, I think it's a relevant one, is what is your old YouTube channel? So in my eyes, my old YouTube channel was somebody who had a passion for fitness and basically was trying to share that with the world. But I wasn't really in a position to actually advise or even inspire or motivate anybody, because it was just somebody who was in mediocre shape, who was trying to bulk up to a certain weight and was just trying to lift heavy weights. And I personally feel like now that I've taken time to focus on myself and to get into shape, and I'm actually really happy with the way I look and how I feel, and I actually feel healthy, I feel like now I'm actually in more position to inspire and to help others do the same with their own life and to follow my journey themselves. So the vision for this channel in comparison to the old one is I want to help people do the same as I did. Whether you're skinny and you want to put on some size, don't do it the way I did, don't get fat. You can do it by not getting fat, do like a lean bulk instead of dirty bulk. Definitely don't recommend it. Or if you are fat or you're carrying a few extra pounds, how you can actually lose that without entirely changing your lifestyle to a stage that you're no longer happy and it feels like a chore. Because in the time that I've cut the fat, my whole mindset has been amazing. Like, I've never once woke up in the morning and just decided that I don't want to do it anymore. It was okay, you all have days where like you can't be bothered, but the drive is constantly there because your whole lifestyle isn't drastically changed. You just need to change small things, and small things done consistently make big changes. So the vision for this channel is to educate and help others to start their own journey. Right, okay, so following on from this, multiple people asked about what my diet was while I was cutting. I will do a day in the life of Peter Sanders, I suppose, to show you what I go through, what I do eat in a day. And like, it'll probably surprise you, because if you were subscribed to my last channel, you would have seen some of the meals I ate. So it'd be like, you know, like the chicken strips and the smiley faces and the beans and all that kind of stuff. And to be quite honest, my diet still consists of that type of thing, but it's just all about tracking the calories and just making sure that I'm in a deficit. So it's really not that difficult to lose fat, other than the fact that you need to stay dedicated and disciplined and really strict to the amount of calories that you eat in a day. But I'll do a day in the life, I'll do a day of eating so that I can clear this up, because my diet really does just vary day to day. I don't have a strict plan that I stick to, that Monday I'm having chicken and rice and Tuesday I'm having fish, and I don't have anything like that. I just decide what I eat on the day. But I'm currently also writing up like a cutting plan type guide that's just got the basics to cutting, and also just kind of like hints and tips that really helped me while I was cutting. So I know that this doesn't entirely answer that question, but I hope that in the videos that I do eventually make of the day in the life of eating, that you do just see that I've just ate normal food. I'm not starving myself, and I'm not like eating tons of vegetables in a day or anything like that. And to address another question somebody asked, are you always hungry? To be quite honest, I'm not. And if I do feel hungry, I always go to the fridge and I drink like half a litre of water, and if I'm still hungry then I'll have something to eat. But usually you're just dehydrated, to be quite honest. So I hope that kind of helps with that one. Okay, so following on from the diet, somebody said any tips for someone who can't keep a straight diet. And I personally think the biggest downfall and the biggest failure when people try and cut fat and try to change their lifestyle is they make huge changes. So they'll go from eating junk food every single day, and then they'll just go, right, I'm not eating anything, I'm not having any fizzy drinks, I'm having absolutely nothing bad whatsoever. And they'll last maybe 3 days, and then they'll cave and they'll have a massive binge of all the bad food that they were trying to stop eating. The secret is to make small changes over a period of time until it just becomes your lifestyle. So if I was, for instance, craving chocolate, I would have chocolate, but instead of having a Mars bar, for instance, I would have a Mayo bar. So I'm getting protein, I'm getting something good out of it. So it's not a case of changing everything, it's just changing some things. So instead of having full fat cola, have sugar free. It's just little changes that will make a difference to your end product and your end results. So if you're struggling at all with more tips and stuff, just send me a message on Instagram and I'll give you a call or something. I'll send you a message to try and help you. But I genuinely think most people's downfall is they try and change too much at once. So like, for instance, if you eat 2,500 calories this week and you're deciding to cut fat, do not start eating 1,800 calories tomorrow and think that your body will handle it. Just drop it slowly, maybe 200 calories every couple of weeks, and just monitor the results. If it's working for you, keep it that way, and if it's not working for you, reassess it. You've just got to constantly self-reflect and evaluate how your body is responding to what you're doing to it. So yes, next question. Okay, next question is, how much do I think genetics impact strength training? So by no means am I an expert on this topic, but I can certainly have an opinion on it, and my personal opinion is that it will impact quite significantly, but genetics aren't everything, and genetics can be outworked, is my personal opinion. So a favourite example of this is Eddie Hall. Eddie Hall was not the most genetically gifted person at World's Strongest Man 2017, but he outworked everyone there. He outworked everybody in the world, and he became the best. So I personally think genetics will get you so far, and they will help if you are gifted with good genetics. But if you don't have the greatest of genetics and you've got bad genetics, I genuinely believe that if you stick to your goal and you stay disciplined and you work hard, that genetics don't really matter, because the hard work will take over. And so basically, message for that is, work hard on whatever you're doing and you'll be successful in it. Don't rely on genetics, or don't use genetics as an excuse as to why you're not achieving what you want to achieve. Most things come down to hard work and dedication. Okay, what's the best gym plan for a beginner? I would personally recommend push-pull legs. So like, say on a Monday you do push, so you do chest, shoulders, triceps. You do not need to do the amount of volume that I'm currently doing. I'm only doing that just because, one, I have the time, and two, I want to push my body as hard as I possibly can. But it takes like 3 hours to do like the kind of sessions I'm doing now, which isn't really realistic for most people. So I would say do at least one compound movement per session, at least one, maybe two. So maybe like 2 strength lifts, and then the rest just focus on volume. So like maybe aim for like sets of 12 on certain things. Like first, because you're a beginner, you don't want to sicken yourself basically. I've been through stages of training where I did 5 by 5 for instance, and if you're focusing on strength training, 5 by 5 is amazing. So this is basically, if you don't know, you do 5 sets of 5 reps, and then basically every week or every couple of weeks you progressively overload. So this basically just means you would add weight to your lifts every couple of weeks or every week, and you're constantly getting stronger, you're constantly pushing yourself. But I personally found this type of training really sickened me from the gym, and I kind of fell out of love with training. So for a beginner, I would make sure that you're enjoying your training. Do not do anything that makes you think training is a chore, because if you start to think that going to the gym is a chore, you will not achieve anywhere near the amount of successes you will if you go there and you absolutely love it. So personally, if I was a beginner, if I could go back in time and somebody said, right, this is what you need to do, I would do push, pull, legs, rest. So Monday push, Tuesday pull, Wednesday legs, Thursday rest, and then just repeat it. So your rest day will be different each week, if that makes sense, because it's just constantly on a rotation. I'll also make up a training guide. There's no original information out there in the training world before somebody comes out here and says, oh, you copied so and so, that's not your program. Of course it's not my program. Like, come on now. It's obviously not my program. I'm just saying this is what I currently do. So before anybody jumps on that and tries to say that I've stolen a program from someone, everything's stolen in the training industry now. There's nothing original. So next question. Okay, next question is, what is my biggest tip on growing your chest? I mean, by no means do I have a chest like Arnold, but I mean, I have grown a bit of muscle on it, so I'll give my opinion on it. I would personally say that you obviously need to incorporate bench press in your training. Whether that's just going for volume or going for strength, it doesn't really matter. But I personally would go for training bench press and going kind of like strength training wise, so you're going for like a 5x5 type movement, and then go on to incline dumbbells. I personally think incline movements are the way to get a big chest. If you can build the upper chest, your whole chest looks bigger. So I've done quite a lot of focus on upper chest, so incline dumbbells is definitely what I would recommend if you do not already do them. And then if you have some kind of cable tension machine, whether it's crossovers or whether it's like a chest press that you can, basically you need to do time under tension of some sort. So you do like the first set super slow out and then fast back and super slow out again. Second set you go fast out and then super slow back, and then on your final set you incorporate both of those, so you go slow out and slow back, and the burn and the pump and the blood all going to your muscles will for sure grow your chest bigger. Let me know how you get on with it. Alright, okay, next question. I'm not entirely sure whether I've interpreted it properly, but it's how did you focus on your rests between sets? So I'm assuming that this is like, how do I remain focused in the gym while I'm resting in between sets? I'm assuming that that's it. I kind of let myself have a break, like on my rests, like I kind of get out of the zone, I suppose, because I'm usually training with somebody, so I'm usually spotting them, making sure they're alright, and I'm not really too worried about my next set until I've picked up the dumbbells or I've got my hands on the bar. So I kind of just snap into the zone when I need to, and I can snap out of it when I need to, because I personally find it very, very mentally draining when I'm constantly psyched up and constantly in the zone. Like I genuinely feel so tired if I've been going for heavy lifts and I've been psyching myself up every single set. And I feel like it does definitely impact your whole session if you're constantly just like an angry person, constantly in the zone, constantly psyched up, ready to go. I feel like you do definitely need to zone out and just actually rest in between your sets and just get back into the zone again when it's your time to lift. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you're asking, but if it's not, just send me a message on Instagram and I'll try and answer you. Next question. Right, next question. Did I bench more before I started my cutting journey? For sure I did. I could bench 90 kilos for one. That was my 1 rep max. End of last year, literally like the last day of the year, I benched 90 kilos. I reckon I could still bench 85, probably 90 to be honest, on a day where I'm really psyched up and feeling good. I might try it just out of interest, but I could definitely bench 85 for one. I would say that my strength on sets has went down more than my 1 rep max. So if I was going for sets, I'm definitely not as strong as I was, but I don't really care because that's no longer my goals. That's no longer my focus. My focus was on looking aesthetically good, and I'm getting to exactly where I want to be with that. So I'm really happy that I am achieving that goal that I set myself. So yeah, for sure you will lose strength as you start cutting, but you can limit the amount of strength that you do lose just by consistently pushing the weights while you are cutting. Don't just think that, oh, I'm cutting, I don't need to lift heavy anymore. To accelerate your cutting, lifting as heavy as you can will definitely help. Right, next question is, here we're going. Next question is, how long do I train each day? This does vary day to day. Usually, probably about a 3-hour session in the gym. If I'm doing cardio after that, I'll do maybe 15 minutes of walking at an incline. Then I'd maybe come home and do some skipping. But by no means do I do this on a daily basis. During lockdown, however, I was training 4 to 5 times a day. So my lockdown routine, at the very start of lockdown, I had nothing else to really do. I would get up and I would do my Tyson Fury on Instagram in the morning. So it was like a 45-minute circuit session. Then I would go out for a 2.5 to 3 mile walk. Then I'd have my breakfast. Then I would do a weight session for 2.5 to 3 hours. Then I would do some skipping. Then I would do some speedball work. I'd do some boxing training. I was doing a ridiculous amount of training during lockdown. So it's by no surprise that within 6 months my whole body changed, because realistically I think that the transformation that I did would take a year normally if you were working and you had a normal life to live. So to get to the point, how long do I train each day? It'd probably be a minimum of 3 hours each day at the moment. Okay, next question is how much do I weigh? I just weighed myself now, so I weigh 11 stone, which is about 70 kilos or 154 pounds. So, the difference between the peak of my bulk, I was 84 kilos compared to now. It's pretty life-changing, to be honest, because I feel amazing. Every day I wake up, I feel good. Your whole mental state changes, your whole view to life changes. And I couldn't recommend just transform your life and just make the changes, because it's so worth it. I'm living proof of it. You've all seen me when I was fat, and now you see me now. I feel more energized, I feel more enthusiastic about things, I feel like I can deal with situations better. When things go wrong, you have a more logical mind on you, and you're just nowhere near stressed out, because you've taken out one of the biggest stressors of your life, which is being unhealthy. So please, 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 just make the changes for you. Don't do it for anyone else, do it for you. Okay, my favourite go-to meal is the next question. This is without a doubt a fillet steak, smiley faces, baked beans. Full of protein, tastes amazing, and literally has like 800 calories. You're not more of a person than I am by saying you do not like smiley faces. So don't try and think you're some big grown-up because you say, oh, smiley faces are for children. This is why I always laugh when somebody says, what is your diet plan? What do you eat? How have you managed to do it? Because there's actually no secret to what you need to eat. Like, I have the diet of a 9-year-old. So if I can get in shape and I can lose fat, then it just proves that anybody can. Like, in my eyes. Okay, final question is, what are my goals, whether it's bodybuilding or strongman, etc. My goals are just to live a healthy lifestyle, just to be happy with my body, just the way I am, be happy with me, because I genuinely feel this goes for everybody. If you're not happy with yourself, if you're not happy with your lifestyle, don't expect other people to come into your life and expect them to treat you the way you want to be treated, because you probably don't treat yourself with the respect that you are trying to get from others. It all starts with you. So my ultimate goal is to, I suppose, share my journey with all of you people, share that just a normal person can achieve good things. This has been done so many times by so many different people, but here I am again, Peter Sanders, 22 years old, from Dumfries, out here trying to achieve amazing things and be great, I suppose. So yeah, my ultimate goal is to be happy and to inspire others to do the same with their life. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope it wasn't too long. There was quite a few questions in there. And to all the people that wished me well, said I looked good, and said things like, oh, you're going to blow up in a few years, I really appreciate all that support. And to the one or two people that are in there hitting that dislike button, special thank you to you as well, because it's all engagement, and engagement helps the videos get pushed out by YouTube. So keep it up, you're doing a good job. See you in the next video. Have a good day.